everyone, and welcome to the Extreme TIG channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to fix really bad fit up. We got outside diameter, it's a big difference. Once we did transitioning on the root side, the pipe is oval shape, as you can see, so once we go fill to flush, then we're gonna see the difference. The pipe is still hot, so we gotta let it cool down. Okay, I'm using a temp stick, 350 Fahrenheit or 177 Celsius. Okay, this side is still, it's good, but I just finished weld on this side, so it's still hot. You can see it's melting, so you gotta let it cool down a little bit, both sides. Okay, now I'm gonna use the buffing wheel and we're gonna clean each pass. That's always a good habit. You wanna have a nice clear picture of what's going on. Okay, now I'm gonna do one pass to make it fill to flush, to be even with the surface of the pipe. And then once we do that, then we're gonna have a clear picture of how big is really difference. Okay, for the fill to flush, I'm using one pass here, stretching really wide. I'm running around 150 amps. You don't have to run that hot. You can lower your amperage down. I'm using 1/8 rod. Not sure did I mention, but this is a 8-inch 316 SCAD 40. Okay, now we're done fill to flush this side. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. We just gotta wait to cool down a little bit, because we don't want to go over 170 Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's still hot. Now we gotta wait the temperature to drop down, so we can continue the same thing on the other side. Okay guys, I'm showing you here. Now I did fill to flush. You can see the difference. That's definitely gonna be the issue for visual for QC. So I'm gonna do 2 passes of capping. The biggest trick here is how to lower or how to reduce that visual high-low on the outside diameter. As you can see here, the one side is big, and is because the pipe is oval, so it's not a consistent difference. It differs on a different spot. So I'm gonna use 1/8 on this side. So I'm gonna build, the plan is to build nice build up on the lower side, and then I'm gonna do 332 on the other side. So the cap is gonna be even, and that's how we're gonna reduce that visual outside diameter difference. This side, it doesn't look that bad as this side. You can see on the bottom. So we got a high-low on this side, and here is a different story. I got a high-low on the opposite side of the pipe, as you can see here. So the plan here is I'm gonna run 1/8 from the bottom, 6 o'clock. I'm gonna run 1/8 all the way up to 3 o'clock. And for the other side, I'm gonna use 332 to 3 o'clock. And then I'm gonna continue on 1/8 on this side and 332 on the other side. So I got two different stories on the same side of the pipe. As I mentioned before, because that oval shape of the pipe, that's how we're gonna, that's the plan. We're gonna put a two pass. So most important thing with the stainless is because it shrinks really hot. If I go one pass, it'll be shrinked even worse. Plus we will reduce that high-low on the visual, so that'll be probably big issue with the QC. So as I said, we're gonna run 1/8 on the bottom from 6 to 3 o'clock on one side. Just walking the cap using the same amperage, 140 for 1/8 TIG wire. Just go nice and slow, no need to push that much, just keep it consistent feed. The only thing with when you're keeping consistent broad in a puddle, just push just enough so you don't have any empty walk. So you want to keep that rod constantly in that puddle. Okay, now we stop at the 3 o'clock, as you can see here. So the same side of the pipe, I got two different high-lows. So on this side, now I'm going to run 332 to 3 o'clock to make it that nice and even, so we can reduce that visual difference. This is where we're going to do 332. But right now I'm just gonna continue with 1/8, so from 3 o'clock all the way to 12 I'm gonna continue with a 1/8, but on the opposite side of the bevel. Yeah, so we're gonna continue 1/8 from 3 o'clock, but on the opposite side. It's a really good thing if you plan your steps, what you're going to do to reduce. I know in many cases the QC, they don't like it when it's big, especially they afraid when it's X-ray it's going to show on a film. I'm not that worried much about that. Even the NDT guys, the guys who are doing actually X-ray, they can call it, they can say it's a visual X-ray, so you don't want too much QC or QA around you and looking at you when you're welding or fitting. So you just want to keep them away. That's why, and it looks more professional, of course, if you can do that. The reason why pipe is oval shape is because the hydro caps. So when those pipes were welded in a shop, they welded hydro caps so they can hydro test it, and when they cut it, that's what actually caused that the end I'm welding in a field is oval. Okay, now you see I did 1/8 from 6 to 3 and from 3 to 12 o'clock, but on the opposite side, because I got two different levels of high-low. Okay, now we're gonna start 332, grind at stop starts, and then I'm gonna continue 332 on the other side of the bevel. Okay, said the same thing, same amperage. The only thing I'm using 332 rod, covering 50% on the first pass. Keep an eye on straight edges. You want to keep the nice and straight edge on your weld puddle. Okay, now we did 332 on this side. I'll try to show you to see how actually it's less visible, that difference we had on beginning. So definitely the plan worked. You can see a little bit, but it's not that bad at all. The QC is not gonna call it or be much worried about it. It should be good. Okay, now we're gonna continue from here, 332 all the way up to 12 o'clock, but on the other side of the bevel. Okay, so the same thing. 140, 332. Just keep that rod inside the puddle, nice and tight steps, or whatever your steps are. If you walk in the cup, just do what you do. This is what I'm doing. Okay, now we got this side is done. So we got 1/8 and 332, 2 passes on each side. On the same side, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, but the other side is not that bad. As you can see, it's not that big. It's not a big difference on a high-low as was on this side. Definitely helped. You don't see that much now difference. So we did 1/8 and 332. Just gonna show you from this angle. Okay, now on the other side, we're gonna go with 1/8 and 332. I'm gonna do on the other side. This side is not that bad at all. Way better than what was the other side. Actually, we're gonna do all this side with 1/8, and the second pass is gonna be 332. Okay, so the same thing for this side. 140, 150 amps for 1/8. Just gonna run straight bead all the way up to 12 o'clock. The good thing is there's not much work on this side as on the other side, so I don't have to calculate and stop on a 9 o'clock and then switch to other side of the bevel, and this side is pretty good. Keep your tungsten always sharp. That's a good habit. It's good to control your paddle. It's way easier to control your paddle. Okay, as you see, so we did 1/8 the entire side of the first pass, and we're gonna do 332 for the second pass. It's gonna be only 332 for this side, for this second pass. As you can see, We already have a nice build up. The cap is sticking out of that the surface, so that's good. That should be good. Okay, now we're gonna start with 332. Same amperage I'm using, 140, 150. Okay, I stopped here on 9 o'clock just to check is everything okay. Yeah, the build-up we made, that should be fine. Looks good. As I said, it's not a big high-low on this side, so I'm just gonna keep continue with 332. Now we're gonna just continue all the way up to 12 o'clock. One tip for cap, when you do a cap, try to pay more attention on your edges on your side. You want that cap to look nice, even if you got high low on a pipe, even if it's some dirty pipe. If you make a nice cap, and you can buy yourself lots of credit with that, especially with the QC. They're gonna like it definitely. If you do something like this, if you got bad high low and you fix it, but you still made a good nice cap, they're gonna like it. And the thing I learned so far in this profession, if you like it, they like it. If you don't like it, they wouldn't like it either. Okay, so we did both passes here. The whole pipe is done. He's gonna double check from each side. There's no high low that you can actually see, or they can call on it. There is a little bit difference on the top on the other side, as it was a really bad side for the high low, but that should be fine. I hope you guys like it and enjoy this video, learn something new. As you know, I'm in a field most of the time, don't really have the time to make lots of videos, or I do what they gave me, can pick and choose. Can't promise when my next video is gonna be. I don't really have much time. I was even thinking maybe to stop making videos, as I really don't have time working for 10 hours 12 days in a row. That's pretty much my schedule for the end of the year. I would like to hear your guys' feedback. If you want me to continue making videos, give me a shout, comment please, and see you in the next one.